Welcome to Off-Grid at Mount Binga. Now it's our turn. Let's go. Nice, we'll just set them up. So what we've got to do here is replace this ladder with a set of step treads. It's going to be our first job, first hands-on job anyway. We went to town this morning to pick up some steel stringers, much to some people's disgust, I guess. But these things are bulletproof and they're going to last 100 years. We've also got some hardwood step treads ready for us to dress up to whatever condition we like. We're going to go through that now. We're going to put a round on them as well. And we're going to set this up so we can get in and out nice and easily. Alright, so we need to work out our first height here. We need a 175mm step because these here are set at exactly 175. So what we need to work out is off our nosing to our first step down off the top needs to be 175. It's right there. That's actually to the top of the hardwood, and the hardwood's 50mm. So that mark right there is top of stringer, steel stringer, what you see here. So let me mark that up in Nico so we can see it. Top of steel stringer there. And that's off that point there. We don't know if this is level, so I'm not going to measure parallel because it might be out of level. So I'll just check that. Get him on our mark there. We will get that dead level. I'm going to mark across here. And to check that, see if our deck's level, we measure off this one. We've got 226, which is 175 plus 50, so that could be 1mm out of level. 225, and 1mm at this stage is absolutely perfect. So this house is sitting level. Well, this portion of it is. So it's a good tick. It's a good start. Next step is to figure out our tread width off our house. We're going to have 1240. I want to bring the stringers in from there. From the end, let's go 200 and on. From here, 200 and on. That'd be perfect.
So how much overhangs are going to be from the stringers to the edge of the steps?
200 mil.
Okay.
So you're not allowed to span more than 1 metre with these stringers width before you need a third stringer.
Ah.
So if you had an 1800 wide step treads,
3 stringers.
you need one in the middle.
Yep.
So because this is a 1200 span,
Yep.
if I put it on the edge here and on the edge over here, obviously we're going to be over 1 metre. So that's why I've come in 200 here, 200 here, which then gives us in between the stringers 840. So it's really nice. So when you're walking up them, they're not bowing in the middle, they're not flimsy, it's actually supported. You don't actually stand on the outside, obviously your weight's in the middle, so it's going to be that point there, with an X there. Now these stringers are a left and a right. You buy them as a pair.
So which bit goes on the outside?
Well, I prefer that you see this from the outside view rather than the other way around. So from that side profile, it's actually neater. You're not looking up into the ugly side of the stair.
Yeah.
So I like this to be...
And that's the side you just have bolts on or not?
The bolts go down through the top of the step tread, so that
Why
there's
are
nothing
those on
seen.
this then?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can you hold the bottom, please? Hold the bottom, please, and just lift it straight up. Yep. So that mark I have, go up higher, please. That line there is that Nico line.
Oh yeah.
That line there is the edge. And X marks the stringer. So just lift it up, please. Whoop. That's they're mil high. That's great.
How are you going to get that middle one in?
I'm not. I'm going to have to drill a steel hole and put a new hole in. This is fun. This is normal practice. This is the start of building. Nothing's perfect.
Make and do.
So make do.
Do we do the next one?
Design and construct. Let's go. Yep. Okay, lift him up. Lift him up. Oh.
How's it doing?
Let it go. Okay. I'm going to get some metal drills now and drill 2 new holes. On a pilot hole, so I'm going to go right in the meat. 140 there. 25 there. There's our hole. Make sure they're the same. 140. 25. On a pilot hole.
Here comes the big guns.
sort these bottoms out so they're sitting parallel this way and level. So level this way because they can come up and down. So we want to get them level this way.
Should we put something under them temporarily?
Yeah, I'll show you how we do that. We'll brace across and put pegs in.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's secure level both ways and all pinned off. Then we can dig our hole and just fill our concrete up. And we drop our rod into the concrete through here with a nut underneath and wait till it goes dry. So while that's drying, then we prep all the hardwood.
Cool.
By the time the hardwood's all prepped, we can start putting these on. So the best way to do it is measure the gap 835. So I'm going to cut a block of timber at 835. So when we put it down the bottom, it's parallel. Oh boy, George. Then we'll put a peg here, a peg there, and then we can pin it this way when we get it level. Well,
Do you need me to hold it?
that's okay. It's perfect. Tuck this down a mile and bring him over. And that's tight. We can put our level on here and boost this side up to suit. Do you want to tell me when?
Yep. Yep.
There?
Yep.
Actually?
Maybe slightly down a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, so a bit higher and I'll tap it down.
Yeah, that's good.
Just zoom in on that.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. 203.
Yep.
That looks bang on to me. I only need enough concrete to fill a hole and build a little mound. I've got another one here. So I need a pair of vice grips, please, for this other side so I can do it up. Thanks. Okay. I'll keep them out because I just may need them again. Nice stiff brew. This is going to get covered, obviously. Yeah, like a full path. So we need it low enough that the path can go over it in the future. Because passing that tape measure, I'll just show you what I mean. The last step still has to be 175, right? But we're going to be up 50 off here because that's the tread. So that'll be 125. So where the bottom of my tape measure is there.
That will be the concrete base.
Exactly. So we still have
Another inch or two.
45 mil of cover over that. You don't want that concrete to get too small. You'll never stand under there, but we want it to have a nice bit of thickness. So that right there is enough. Yep, that'll do. And the other two bolts, please. Done? Yep, thanks. Good one. And she comes. Old Faithful. Haven't used this since my apprenticeship. For real. No, you wouldn't have. I haven't used it since my apprenticeship. I don't.
Called Big Betsy.
You wait.
Do I need earplugs?
Oh yeah. Big Betsy screams along, but Big Betsy polishes wood like you wouldn't believe. Absolutely polishes it. Definitely need ear protection. Now you'll see Big Betsy's got a shortened lead because if you don't have this up over your shoulder, you'll be sanding, and I've actually sanded into the lead and had sparks flying. But this is what you learn when you're an apprentice. So you want to get this up onto your shoulder. So we've got hardwood roughs on, and that'll provide the grip. These get painted obviously. I know this is the top side already.
Because it's like that?
Yeah, it's got a cup, and you want the cup facing up like that. If the cup's down, water will sit in it. So when I was sanding the other side, I could feel it in the little hollow. And I knew straight away that was the underneath side. It's not as crucial. This side here is the top. And I don't even have to put a square or a little level on it, but I will just for an example. See that?
Yep.
There's your cup.
Rocks.
No, that gap, not
Yeah,
not the
rocks
rocking.
That way.
Yeah, the level's rocking.
Yep.
If you have it the other way,
Go flat and there'll be a gap.
there's a hole there.
Yep.
And that's where water will sit. Every time it rains, water will sit in that. So you want to beat off the stairs.
Are you going to do the edges as well?
Yes, we're going to put a round on them with the router. But while I've got the sander, I'll do a 5.
Yep.
And then we need to pick a face edge from this angle. Obviously that's the top, but we can have that side or that side.
Okay.
So you determine that when you put it on, and straight away
Looks better?
we've got a damage there.
Yep.
So that's probably going to be the back. This side here,
Yep.
much nicer. So there's your front and there's your top.
Yep.
So I don't have to mark that. We'll know that when we put it on. Before we bolt them, we'll pick the best side.
Okay.
So that's the first one. So we've got our rough sawn timber dressed up. Do you want to have a look? We like to keep it a little bit rough. This just helps with the grip. Come closer, Julie, have a look at this. But those marks there are from the big saw that cuts all this timber out of a huge tree. They all have a different cut on them. So we lightly sand it. We don't want dressed timber here. Dressed timber is a bit slippery. So we've purchased rough sawn, but I've got my belt sander out, sanded it up. And it's just grippy enough where I don't get any splinters, but it's not too slippery where if you're coming down in the rain, you're not going to slip on it. It's what I like, and it's what I got taught in my apprenticeship, so we're going to stick with it. Anyway, so we've got all them dressed up. We still have to make a cut for length and then tidy up the edges. So let's work out how long we need to cut them. What we've got here is obviously the post on the veranda and the external wall. So we have to work with that because down the bottom of these stairs here is going to be another post, and that post will hold the handrail that comes up here. The best looking stairs are the ones that this veranda post lines up with this bottom post down the bottom. So when you're walking up, it's one nice clean line, it'll look square. So all I need to do is get a measurement. Obviously our post is in line, so our step tread also needs to be out in line. That'll support the post. So off this wall here, we have to allow 20 mil of cladding over there because that wall is going to get cladding on it all the way down to there. So what I'm going to do is butt into that wall, measure to the edge of the square is 1235, minus 20 makes it 1215. It's that simple. That is going to be our consistent cut times 5. So let's get stuck into that. 1215. This thing's 8s. Just like that flower mower. Okay, so we've got our 5 at 1215 cut, and it's time to put a nice little round edge on it. So before we just get stuck in, I haven't set this for this job. This was set for the last job, and when I mean set, I've got a round edge on it, but the depth determines how big your round edge is. So I want to just run a little sample piece, which is the offcut. So let me do that and we'll have a look. Okay, so if you can see there, that's what I was talking about. That's our little round edge. To me, it's not quite deep enough. What do you think, Julie?
I think it needs to be rounder.
Excellent, so do I. So all we've got to do is adjust it down. Down, down, down. Right there. We'll flip the job over. We've got another edge here, practice edge.
It's okay.
That's lovely. We'll also run the orbital sander and tidy up that fairy stuff. So that'll be the edge.
Yeah, it's good.
I think it's nice. Alright, let's dress it up. So what do you think, Julie? Have a look.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So all we need to do now is get the orbital sander and run it over.
Are we doing that now, or are we going to place them first and do it later?
No, we'll tidy them up so they're fully dressed, ready to go. So if we decide to take them off and paint them, they are ready to go.
Okay.
All right, I'll grab the sander. There we have it, one tread dressed, ready to go on. It's just rinse and repeat, so we'll do another 4 after this. So we've got the first tread ready. We want cup up, won't hold water like I described earlier. And we want the best edge on the face, so the front edge, best edge there, cup goes up and it will sit very close to there. We want the nosing to line up with the back of the tread. That's how we work out where the first one goes. You always start at the top and work down. And what happens is the nosing determines your first drop. Once you get that, the next drop comes off the back of that, and that's the start of the back of the next tread. And then so on, so forth. And by the time you get to the bottom, it works out perfect every time. And I'll show you. And you can put a straight edge all the way down and it'll be absolutely equal all the way up. So for now, we're just going to temporarily sit it close enough and we'll keep getting the next ones ready. That's it there. Good. This is how we get everything lined up proper good.
That's pretty cool.
So we need to hold it level up here, and that there's perfect. That's right. Spot on. Now we work our way down this way. So see how that one's got to go. We need to get it level there on the bubble, and then we need it to line up on the back right there. There it is. That's that one. Getting level up here. Perfect. Level. Level there, and we need 250 there, so I got 245, so we come back 5 mil. Perfect. So now we've just got to make sure all our treads are in line going this way, which they are. If you want to come around, I'll show you. We need to go up to the edge of the post there, and what line we're trying to achieve is this line here. Semi slide down. It's touching the whole way there. The other line is our nosing. So because with my set out, we've gone down equal spacings out, down, out, down, out, down. Come around this side, the nosing of the board, which is there, nosing, 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 all the way down. We shouldn't have any gaps. How much? 2 mil? 1 mil. Excellent. So from there we should be able to slide all the way down and it will kiss that bottom one. Just like that. And we want to check it over here. Because the whole idea with stairs is that it's regular. Exactly, you don't want a trip hazard and you want consistency because your memory gets used to stepping the same every time. If one's further out, one's too high, one's too low, it'll be a trip hazard. Even without that one in there, which we can't do right now because we're waiting on concrete, we know it's going to be right. It's all set out perfect. If that didn't touch at the bottom, it was too far out, we know that one's out and that one's out. So we've checked everything we can there and it's perfect. So we're ready to mark it up, drill some holes. So I'm going to get down the dirt and go up from underneath and mark all the holes now. And while I'm under there, I'll put number 1, 2, 3, 4 so we don't mix them up. And I'll also put an arrow underneath there facing towards the house. So when we put them back on, we don't get them mixed up. It'll wreck everything otherwise. So I'm going to call this number 1 and we're going to go back towards the house. Alright, this is our bottom. I've spun around but I've got it marked so we don't forget where it is or what it is. And as you can see here, I've got my marks. And I'm going to be drilling from underneath. Problem with that is, if you don't have anything underneath the product, the problem with that is if you don't have anything underneath what you're drilling, you will blow out. And the blowout side of this timber is going to be the face edge, right? The last thing we want is to have splinters, hardwood's known for splintering, coming out the top side. So the best way to do it is to have another piece of timber underneath it. So you're actually drilling through this piece into that piece and you will not blow out. So that's an old trick. You can see I've stacked below my holes. All I've got to do is hit the center of my hole here, here, make sure I'm straight. I felt that go through, but I know 100% it didn't blow out. Without that piece underneath, it would have splintered out the bottom and made an absolute mess of that. There it goes.
What's George think of it?
George is also learning how to renovate a 100-year-old ash gravy in Queensland like we are.
What's Nino think of it?
Nino's asleep. He's
No,
missing
he's
out.
waking up. Just not as good attention. Oh no, George is asleep now.
Okay. So that's drilled out. Beautiful clean holes. Another trick when you're pro is that all bolts will have a marking on them. Don't know if you can see it. I've got a BM. It might be a Bramick bolt. That's the brand name. But instead of just throwing them in and banging them in, how about you line them up? So we want the B up, M down, then all the bolts will look exactly the same. It's the small details that count. There she is. perfection. If anything, that one there can go in a bit. There. Perfect. I got it. Like that. Then I'm going to put another piece of timber and just screw it through the back there. And then just put a temporary handrail and screw it into there and screw it into here. And all this will come out when we do our balustrade. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks, George. Such a good boy, Gigi.
What do you think, George? What do you think? Dad make it nice and level?
Huge. Well, just like that, we've got a set of stairs. First job, ticked off the list. This will get us up inside. As you can see, there's a little bit temporary down here. On the plans, it's detailed that there's a slab here that comes off here, so that'll fill up any gaps that are down below, and that'll get our correct step off the ground. At the moment, it's not legal, but that's okay. We will fix that. From here on up, it's perfect. We've got a rise of 175 and we've got a run of 250 mil. It works absolutely perfect. We've used rough sawn timber and we've sanded it just how we like it with a bit of grip. Arrowed the edges, sanded the edges, no splinters on these ones. We've got a temporary handrail, you can see here. This will come out as well and we will build a nice hardwood post on the corner here. We will have real balustrading, similar to what we've got, except that old stuff there's not quite new code. We have a new height we've got to follow with that, so when we get to that we will fix that and we'll also do the balustrade up these stairs. But in the meantime, this here will be safe. We'll be able to grab it and make our way up. Up the top here, we've temporarily screwed into here. This piece of timber here that it's screwed to will have to be replaced. We will put a bit of hardwood in there. We've got a fairly weather damaged corner over here and that's the reason why we will be replacing this member. So when we get to that, I'll suspend underneath here, pull that out, replace that, and then bolt through that piece of hardwood so that we've got bolts down to a concrete slab. That should last another 100 years. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. We might wrap it up here and we'll see you in the next one. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer.